All right, good morning, everybody. So we're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Give everybody the opportunity to get into the room. So we're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Okay, so let me see how many people we have in here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to get started in 1 more minute. So 1 more minute, give everybody a chance to get in and we'll go from there. All right. Okay. So hello, everybody. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and I am your trainer for your bundles class today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First, I want to say, hopefully I won't have any interruptions. I'm actually still at the house. So my door is shut. We're going to hope that we don't have any interruptions, but hey, I cannot guarantee anything. So I am not going to see your questions in the chat for a little bit. We'll come back as we swap between, let me not show my screen for just a second. As we swap between different screens, I'll put links in the chat for you all to be able to access. And I'm looking forward to today's class. So, close this, let's get started. I'm trying to close as many things as possible that are not relevant to what we're doing today. Oh my goodness. Like, you know, the bank account, that kind of stuff. So. We start. All right, I'm getting hit up by a bunch of people, so hopefully people will not interrupt us. Okay. Here we go. All right, my name is Nicole Whitlock. I'm your trainer for eCom Sellers Mastery. This is Bundles Session Part 2 or Session 2 of the Bundles 90-Day Intensive. Today we got a bunch of activities that we're going to do, and we're going to do them together. It's going to be a little more interactive, so I'm going to be pushing back to you so that we can find your niche, your potential niche for bundle opportunities. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So today's overview, we're going to be covering branding basics. We're going to do some niche research. We're going to talk about product sourcing research, wholesale research, private label research, arbitrage research, and then listing basics. We're going to spend a lot of time around niche research, which is really going to encompass a significant amount of the product sourcing research, the wholesale research, private label research, arbitrage research. So it's going to be intertwined because the niche research is so wide and so there's so much to cover. Okay. So in this course, we say that there are no guarantees. Look, I'm just going to tell you right now, I have created a boatload of bundles in my life. I've created a significant number of them that were successful and profitable, and I've created some that just didn't do anything, and I had to like deconstruct them, sell them independently. So there's no guarantees. Everything is going to be based off of your results. And I always love to use the analogy of Michael Jordan, or at least the analogy of a little baby learning to walk. Like, as you learn this, you're going to fumble through this, you're going to make some mistakes, you're going to get better at it. Just like all of us had to learn how to stand up and take our first step. We made some mistakes, we tumbled a lot, we eventually figured it out. So that's the same thing. And like Michael Jordan, you know, he had to miss a boatload of shots to get to where he is known today, who is one of the guys. I like Michael Jordan a lot. I'm just going to tell you, I like him a lot. So I like basketball a lot, but he is my all-time favorite basketball player. Kobe is a close second. Both of them just have an amazing work ethic. And the fact that they continue to push forward in the midst of their challenges, in the midst of their mistakes, and they persevered on the other side. They became legendary. So I just want to encourage you as you go along this journey. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to be okay. All right. It really is. All like learning how to get up and walk. If you have grandbabies or if you have babies, you know exactly what I mean. Like, we all fell down multiple times, but we still got back up and kept going. So why do you need a brand? We're going to get into branding and branding basics. I want you all to think about Disney, Marvel, Del Monte, Hamilton Beach, Nike, Canon, Sony. Like, these are all brands. When we are looking at creating bundles, you have to think, in most cases, long-term, bigger picture. There are ways in which you can just create a bundle and not really think about the brand and just throw some stuff together. And I will tell you, when I first started, I did a lot of that. I literally did a lot of retail arbitrage where I mixed and matched a bunch of different brands, put it all into a package, put the listing up, and slap my name on it. Not my name, but just my business name on and move forward. And those days, you can still do that on some platforms. You can. But long-term, bigger picture, I want you to think about the long game. Are you in e-commerce just to make a quick buck, get out and move on with life? Or is e-commerce supposed to be part of your your transformative journey? Are you planning to do something with this long term? Are you planning to use it to maybe pay off your house, quit your job, leave something to your grandkids? Or is this just a hit it and quit it kind of situation? You're just in here for a minute and you're out. If you're in here for a minute and you're out, then none of this matters to you. And I would hope that it would, because there's going to be some of you that are going to develop this passion for doing bundles, and you're going to get amazing at it. And in order to be successful on all platforms, you should start thinking about a brand for your bundles. There may be some bundles where you have a one brand name, and there may be others that you have a completely different brand name. But long-term, bigger picture, if you create something that is totally amazing and you continue to scale it and expand it and create different variation or versions of it, and it becomes something that you're going to use as your bread and butter, or as, will it to your family, your kids, whatever, then I want you to think about a brand. You really should. The other thing is that, if you're that person that wants to sell on Amazon, you definitely got to think about brands now. That's just the reality. That's where we are in this journey. There are people who still don't think about brands, and Amazon is catching up to them. But Amazon is pushing more and more towards brand registry. So I want to help you get mentally prepared for that journey, for that transition. If you're going to continue to sell on Amazon, it will be some short-term struggles and short-term potential pain. Some of you will be like, this is just a nightmare. I don't want to do it. But we're in it for the long game. So short-term struggles, long-term gain. Think about, someone that you've seen maybe in The Biggest Loser is a perfect example. So when they first get there to that house, they are, oh my gosh, like they can't move, they can't exercise, they have a hard time. But as you get through the journey, watch them get better at whatever it happens to be, lifting weights or doing a push-up. It is a long-term gain. It is not, and it's probably a bad example because a lot of those people gain the weight back because they're doing it wrong. They're losing the weight wrong. But the point is, it is a long-term gain. They're able to, those who sustain it are able to continue to do the things in their life that they want, and they don't, their life expectancy potentially is expanded. And so I want you to think about this as a long-term journey. This is not just about Amazon. This is about all the other platforms. And this is about you getting better at this if this is a long-term game for you. If it's not, then you're just going to go do some quick retail arbitrage, which I love doing retail arbitrage, to just do some testing and to try and look at concepts and to figure out if there is an opportunity here. So I love using retail arbitrage for that. It's a great way to create some bundles, and it's a mix match of different brands inside of a bundle. And you may still do a lot of that, because some of the brands you're going to be buying, probably buying in wholesale, they're still going to have a brand on them. It's just not a well-known brand. So I want you to think about that. So when I look at, Disney, or I think of Marvel, there's two different things. There's brand awareness, that you know what that brand is, and there's brand presence. Like, oh my gosh. So Coca-Cola is another one, brand awareness, brand presence. So you see brand awareness, they're known in the industry for what? For selling soda that, a lot of people like, different things like that. You can recognize the red and white for the brand. And, there's different things that they do in the community. So think about, I'm not saying that your business is going to be that, but I'm going to challenge you. Why couldn't it be? Why couldn't you grow this to be something so big that somebody buys you out at some later point? Why couldn't you do that? So if you want to sell on Amazon, I do want you to think about your brand. I want you to think about what your brand might look like, what might be the brand name, what might be the purpose of the brand. We're going to get into niches, but let's say you like dogs, or let's say you like supplements, or you like, I don't know, office furniture. If that's going to be potentially your jam, and that's what you're really good at selling right now, or you know a lot about, why couldn't you create a brand, start a brand awareness around that particular product by first establishing yourself? So we're going to talk through what's going to be involved in establishing yourself as a brand when it comes to like trademark. So the branding that you create needs to have unity. I'm going to encourage here, the activity is going to be to create a brand. Like you're going to create your own brand name. It could be as simple as the first initials of your kid's name, and I don't know. And I think I saw somebody that actually put the word bundles in their brand name, and that's fine. Figure out a name. I always encourage it to be a short name, and choose something that is generic enough that you don't have to worry about explaining it if you're selling in dog toys and then you decide to sell in little kids' clothes. Like, okay, have you made the brand so specific that it can't be used somewhere else in another category? So when you create branding, you need to be thinking about the brand name, the logo, what the online presence is. We're going to talk about that in just a second. What are the products that you want to sell? And who do you want it to appeal to? So there's some great logos, like Nike has the little, it looks like a check mark. It really does. So, the Nike swoosh is the Nike check mark. And so when you see Nike, like you can see a Nike swoosh on shoes, but you see it on clothes or hats or even boxing gloves. And so it's recognizable. Everywhere you go, it's recognizable. So are the words Nike. And the font that they use. And most of the time it's white lettering with a dark background or a blue background. So think about that. Like they are intentional about what that looks like. Marvel definitely has a distinct name. And then Marvel is not just tied to one thing. Marvel is tied to toys. Marvel is tied to apparel. Marvel is tied to movies. Marvel is tied to a bunch of different things. So it's not just tied to any one thing, but the letters, the font size that they use, the colors, the fact that it has an outline or a trim around it, the red with the black trim around the letters, all of that is intentional. Disney. So Disney, again, is not tied to any one thing. The first thing that comes to mind, of course, is Disney and the actual parks, the theme parks. That's the first thing that immediately comes to mind for me. Then movies, then toys, then clothes. So again, I think somebody just joined, so I got to mute them. I don't know who this is. Hold on just one second. I apologize. I got to mute somebody. Okay, so again, Marvel is tied to Marvel is tied, Disney is tied to, we talked about the movies, the toys, the clothes, all of that. And so you can recognize the Disney letters. And they also have that whole, the video that plays the intro to movies. It's also the Disney Channel. So they have a channel, all of the things that are associated with it. Are you ever going to be that big? Maybe, maybe not. Some of you may actually become huge and some of you may not. But I need you to think about your brand. What do you want to call it? What do you want it to look like? Do those colors resonate with who you're planning to sell your products to? Does the design, does the font complement what you're trying to do? So I want to encourage you, we're going to try a couple of different fonts and whatnot. So you need to have some unity, of course, in your name, your logo, your presence, and who you want to appeal to. The next one is that it becomes an asset. Think long-term. That's what I've been talking about this whole time. Creating a quick and dirty brand, that's fine. Can the brand evolve over time? Yep. So, I can remember what the McDonald's logo looked like a long time ago and what it looks like today. I can remember what the Wendy's logo looked like a long time ago and what it looks like today. Like, there is an evolution. So that doesn't mean that you always have to stay that way. But again, the name is still the name, whatever the name happens to be. So, but I want you to think long term, because if you want to turn this into something where you end up having not just selling on different platforms, but maybe you have your own Shopify store, maybe you create your own WooCommerce store, maybe you take this to a completely different level and it becomes something that sells for a few $1,000,000 in a few years. Think long term. So the branding will create sales and revenue for your business. Again, it definitely works for Disney and Marvel. And that's the intent, that whatever the brand is, the people will be searching for our brand. You want to be known in the market. Eventually, when people are looking for, if your specialty is going to be Easter bundles, then every Easter over time, if people are buying, they get on your list maybe. So you create not a Facebook page, sorry. You create a Shopify store where you can collect the list and they get on your list and you can market to them over and over again. Then it becomes, oh my gosh, I need to look for this brand on whatever platform. If the person is on Amazon, they're going, oh, I remember I bought those Easter bundles from ABC, I don't know, ABC bundles or something. I got to go find ABC bundles. Let me search for ABC bundles on Amazon, because they always gave me like really great bundles or really great Easter baskets. So people will start to recognize you. They'll start to refer you. You'll start to get ratings and likes and whatever it happens to be. You're going to start to be known. Branding, most of the time, there's going to be some level of a message that's associated with them. Whatever your promise, whatever your motto is, that may not be something you're thinking about right now, but I want you to also think about long term. So when you think of Disney, we used to think of clean and wholesome. I don't anymore, but I used to think of Disney as clean and wholesome, because again, you've got the different levels of Disney now and the different movies and stuff that they put out. But I do think of, like, in Mattel, I think of Mattel toys. I think of Barbie first comes to mind. So I have this vision in my mind of Barbie and what is Barbie supposed to stand for. And again, what she has stood for in the past and what she stands for now is completely different. It has evolved over time. But again, you can have a slogan, you can have a motto, you can have a promise or commitment to your customers that is associated with your brand. Brand gives the customers a chance to, gives companies a chance to the customers see the business who we really are. So again, maybe there's something you're going to do long term. If you're going to get into the pets industry, you're going to create a pet bundle. Maybe you start participating in and sponsoring local events. So you can have a booth there. Again, bigger picture, long term. So you want to sell your products to other people in your local markets. Maybe you participate in a national, like, I don't know, some type of fun run or something like that, something that's specific to, pets. I'm sorry, there's some sound in the background. So maybe there's a national vaccinate your dogs campaign, and maybe you support that. And so if it's a nationwide event, then you have pop-up vendor booths every single time that there's a dog walk and run event. You show up. And so then your brand gets traction because dog lovers are already at the walk run event, and you have a booth in every city whenever the dog walk run event occurs. So I'm going to tell you a story. There's a guy that I know. I actually know him. I met him at Amy Weese's event last year, and he sells this product that helps people use less water, or helps farmers use less water in their fields to get the same result in growing crops. And he actually attended, he personally did. He could have hired people to go and attend those events, but he actually attended a lot of farm-related trade shows to get traction for his brand, to get traction for, to get customers. And he built his customer base slowly, little by little, by going to these trade shows and always being there and being there to answer questions. So I thought that was really neat and really cool. And he's an example of a person that is building a brand. He's increasing his awareness by being where his audience is. And he is taking his product to a whole different level compared to, again, just putting some bundles together and throwing them up online. Like, think about this long term. Branding will create customer loyalty. Again, there are people who love Coke over Pepsi, okay? They love the products and they love Coke. And there are some people that are Pepsi diehard through and through. Some people like Adidas, or they over Nike, or whatever it happens to be. And then I already said branding so you can reach so many people at different outlets. I already mentioned that. Also different platforms. What does that look like if you're going to reach people at different platforms? And then it protects you from competitors. I am literally sorry about that. Branding protects you from competitors. So we're going to talk about how do you protect yourself from competitors. So your activity one, I want you to go and look at some brands that you know and just make a mental note. You may not be there yet. I do believe in affirmations and I believe in visualization. And I believe that they are helpful as people are on their journey to whatever it is they want to accomplish. So if you want to get really good at building bundles, think about what your brand is going to be, especially if you plan on selling on Amazon. You're going to have to get to the place and accept the fact that brand registry is what you're going to need to establish. And we're going to talk about what's involved in that in the next session that we have. All right. The next thing that I want you to do, so once you go do some research on looking at brands, I want you to think about what your brand name might be. Think about, write down 5 to 10 different options for what your bundle brand name might be. And if you're planning on selling bundles that are going to span across any category, so like Disney could be one of those that spans across almost any category, because I've seen everything from Disney clothes to Disney shoes to Disney jackets. Those are all apparel. I've seen Disney toys. Again, that's toys. I've seen stuff for pets for Disney, like different costumes that are Disney costumes. You've got Disney cups, different Disney mugs, different Disney plates. So Disney is not in one specific product category. They're in multiple product categories. So if you want a generic name that fits in multiple product categories, be thinking about that. So your activity, go do some research on the ones that I mentioned and start writing down 5 to 10 potential brand names that you want to hold on to. If you want to be specific and you want your brand name to embody what it is you plan on selling, then again, write down 5 to 10 brand names that include the keywords that are associated to what you want to sell. Okay, so get out the thesaurus, start looking up related names to what it is that you want to be known for if you want those keywords or those relatable keywords in the body in the brand name, whatever the brand name happens to be. So JT Apparel, like if you want to be known in clothes, JT Apparel is an easy one. You could come up with different things to change it from the word clothing or from apparel to something else. So using the thesaurus will help you to do that. The next thing is with brand registry for Amazon, just a heads up, you can go ahead and begin the process of applying for a trademark and not have it approved yet in order to get approved for brand registry on Amazon. So this is just a heads up. So since Amazon is next week, we're going to be doing Amazon, not next week, the following week. So we're going to be creating a bundle on Amazon. I want you all to go through the process for your trademark and your brand registry. Okay. So apply for a trademark, and a trademark is going to protect your name. Again, you're in this for the long game. So why not go ahead and start the process? As I said before, it's the starting of the process, might be painful, but the end result, if I have to spend, 10 hours and $500 to make $100 million later on, I'm good with that. I am totally good with that. I just need you to embrace that analogy that you're going to spend anywhere from 5 to 10 hours and maybe $300 to $500, heads up, to potentially make X number of thousands or millions of dollars later on. And it becomes something that you potentially could sell. I always think long term. So we're going to start that process of establishing a trademark. So it's going to be a way for you to protect your brand and your logo, whatever your services are. The first thing I want you to do is you need to go check the existing trademarks. So I'm going to put some links in the chat here in a second. You're going to go through the process of preparing your application. You're going to make sure that it meets the legal requirements. You're going to work with United States Patent Trade Office examining attorney as needed, okay, if you need to do that, and get approval or denial and protect your rights. Now, this journey for the trademark is going to take a while. I'm not even going to lie to you. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, it's okay. But the fact that you started the process is going to help you get your brand approved on Amazon much faster. Again, if Amazon is not your focus and you don't want to go through the trademark, that is your call, that is your decision. On other platforms like eBay or Etsy, or even on Shopify, like having a trademark is not necessary. It's not. But if you're thinking short term, I'm just going to get in it, make some money and get out and go do something else, that's fine. But if you're thinking long game, you need to go ahead and step through this process, and the investment will be worth it long term. So I included a couple of links to articles that will help you. I think they do a pretty good job of providing well-rounded information. So I'm going to grab these links real quick. I have links all through this exercise today. And I want you to, as you do the first part, which is the 5 to 10 potential brand names, then I want you to go do the research to see if that brand name already exists. Oh, that's not the one that I wanted. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I got rid of the chat. Let me go into the chat just a second. Here, put it here, put it there. Okay, so in here, sorry, there's no spacing. So the first link is to the trademark office. The second one is to a Forbes article that walks you through what's involved in getting a trademark. The third one is to a HubSpot one that's pretty good. And another one is to LegalZoom, which is also pretty good. So gives you a pretty good overview of what's involved in getting a trademark. I want you to go ahead and take a look at that and use that as your jumping off point to kickstart this process. You won't regret it. It'll be worth the time and the investment. All right. So things you need to consider once we get our brand, then the next thing you're going to need to do, I got to move this floaty, is I'm going to encourage you to buy a domain for that brand. Whether you do something with it now is, not important. Just buy it. Make sure you buy it so you can use it later on somewhere if this thing decides to take off and grow. So I think last week when we were looking at listings, we saw one that was like called Crave or Craft or something. And again, so you could go directly to their website. You'll see it in they've got their products, and then they have a direct link to their website. So again, you don't have to do anything with it today, but once you figure out what it's going to be, you do the 5 to 10 exercise, then you need to go through and begin the process of finding a domain. So the way I do it is I actually do the reverse. I write down the names, of course, but I'm looking for the shortest name. I'm looking for the shortest name, because if a domain name is super long, I want you to just think about that. So Coca-Cola, I think you can just go to coke.com, probably kind of scary to say that out loud. Disney is short, disney.com, Nike is short. There's a common denominator here. Like Hamilton Beach is long, so that's a long one. But typically, like Sony is short. So most of them are short domain names, okay? So their brand names are also short. And if it's got a lot of words in it, not going to be as memorable. If you're trying to at some later point create some level of brand awareness. So JT or TJ or whatever apparel, whatever I said before, like initially probably not going to create as much awareness, but over time people may start to know what that brand is. They may start to look for that brand and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I can, that this brand, like somebody is wearing my stuff. So, or using my stuff or whatever it happens to be. So try to keep it a short name. If it's too long, it's not going to be memorable. If it's too long, it has too many, consonants in it, then it's not going to roll off the tongue. You need something short. It's going to run off the tongue if possible. Okay. And then once you figure out of your top 10 list, find one, then go see if that domain is available and go buy it. You don't have to do anything with it immediately, just go buy it. So again, if you want to be known for a specific thing, when I talked about, we're going to look at niches here in a second, but if you're going to use a niche word in the middle of it, or if you're going to use a keyword in the middle of it, that is fine too. Or if you want something that's completely generic, so you don't have to be tied to any specific thing, you can do that as well. If there's a name that's been resonating in your head, try that. Go see if it's been trademarked. Again, we had a trademark link over here. Here's another trademark link. And you can also, if you are just struggling with this, you can't figure anything out. If you need help creating a brand name, you can also go to these links for a domain generator. And so this is what my son, Tony, used to come up with his store. And he used the domain name generator to come up with his brand name. So these tools can be used to help you put in what your product is and put in any keyword that's associated with it. And the domain name generator will come up with a name and try to find the shortest one. If your product is a really long name, it may take you a long time. So if you're still drawing a blank, you can use these links and that may help you come up with a domain name and also a brand name. So let me get out of this. Let me find my little chat thing. We put this in the chat. And I think Renata is on here. So you have to send it to all attendees, Renata, whatever you pasted in the chat. So I'm going to put these in the chat. Make a note of these so you can use them later on. And then I'm going to copy the one that Renata put to just panelists. And I'm going to put that to all attendees. And there you go. So she's giving you another one. So business name generator. These tools will help you to come up with a business name and a domain that you can buy. You can go search and see if the domain is available. Okay. So giving you an assignment, one, go do the brand thing and figure out, just jot some stuff down, 10 of them. Go look at some existing brands. Go see what's going on with it. Look at the logo, look at the colors, look at all of that fun stuff. Then next thing, go kickstart the process of what's involved with getting a trademark for your brand. If you haven't figured out a brand, then maybe go do the domain name generator to come up with a brand name and buy the domain for it, and then go back and kickstart the process to get your trademark. Okay. Then the next thing is we're going to look at generating a logo for this. Now, there are some that they don't have a logo. Like Disney doesn't really have well, I guess the castle, but the castle's not always present. Nike has its swoosh. Marvel doesn't really have a logo. Its name is its logo. So think about, what is the logo potentially going to look like? Do you need a logo? Do you not need a logo? Should you get a logo? So I want you to, there's a couple of different tools that I've given you, and I'm going to put these in the chat here in a second so that you can create your own logo. I like Canva. There's free and paid version. If you get the paid version, there's a whole branding kit that will help you with your colors for your brand, with your logo for your brand, and all that other stuff. So one person who I will encourage you to go look at, who recently launched she's launched her own stuff before. And we also have our own branding stuff, but I'm going to use her as an example. Dallas Gordon just recently launched some subscription boxes. And so she's got a whole look and feel for her subscription boxes. She's got a color, she's got a logo, she's got colors, 2 colors. She's got a logo, she's got a design. And so there's a look and feel so that whenever you see it online, in my mind, I always associate it with Dallas. So figure out what your look and feel is going to be. You can come up with a whole branding kit by using Canva if you get the paid version. You can go so far with the free version, but the branding kit is going to be available in the paid version. In addition to that, there's a couple of different sites where you can generate a logo. You can use it to help you generate a logo. So I'm going to put these in the chat. And think about the colors. So I talked about Coca-Cola. I talked about Nike. What colors are they using and what do those colors really mean? What do those colors actually, what kind of message do those colors generate? So the one thing I forgot to do was to get the link for color psychology. So you can do a Google search and review a couple of different sites for color psychology. That's an activity for you to do. So go and do a Google search. I forgot to put the words activity here for color psychology for your specific brand and logo. And this is you going down the process. And this whole branding piece may take you a couple of weeks. So you can always come back to it to work on it. But definitely if you like the actual domain name that you choose, whatever the brand name is, then go ahead and buy that domain. Get that out of the way. Buy the domain while you're still working on your color psychology research and your branding research and what font are you going to use and am I going to have a logo icon or not? Like you don't need all of that to buy the domain. If you are pretty sure that this is the domain you want to get, then go ahead and start the process and buy the domain. Okay, and I forgot to include a link for the domain, so we can send that as a separate email along with all of these links so that you can buy your domains if you want to. But yeah, all of these links are going to be helpful. So let me put these in the chat real quick. All right, it's a lot of popping back and forth. Okay, so this is the next set of links. So the question is, JJ's like, if I have 5 to 6 name ideas, should I purchase them all? Well, if you can narrow it down to 3, I would definitely buy 3. I will tell you, I'm a domain hog. And so my business partner, who's actually on this call, will tell you that I own clearly over 100. I'm not even gonna lie about it. But at a minimum, I would get 3 and I would try to buy the .com if you can. At a minimum 3. If you don't have the cash flow to do all of them, then don't do all of them. So I'll have to make sure. The next thing as part of this whole journey, this whole process, is I want you, once you figure out what the name is going to be, this is after you figured out what the name is going to be, then I want you to go, and this should say brand name. This is brand name. I didn't notice that. I want you to go get all the social media assets, everything about it. So if it's going to be TJ Apparel or JT Apparel, whatever it happens to be, then I want you buy the domain, jtapparel.com. You don't worry about the logo yet. Don't worry about the font. I want you to go to Facebook, see if JT Apparel is available. If it's not, go create a fan page. Don't make it live. You're just going to park them. So you're just going to get the domain. Get the Facebook page because nobody else has got it. If JT Apparel is available, go get it and it'll say, okay, let's make this page live. Nope, we're not ready to make it live. I just want to keep it in my pool. Instagram, same thing. Go create the Instagram page, but don't make it live yet. Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, go do all of that work. Get all of them. Whatever it happens to be that you're going to buy the domain for, you need to do the same for all your social media assets. Do that now. And, I'm not going to say, don't go do, if you happen to have products that's going to appeal to a younger audience or to a specific audience, if there are other social media platforms like TikTok, or if there's another social media, like there's a whole podcast situation going on, or there's another social media platform that I'm not mentioning. Go set it up on those platforms with that name. You can always come back and put the details behind it later. You just need to acquire it. It's called real estate at this time. It is actually called real estate. So you're acquiring the free real estate, the asset, so that later on you can do something with those things. Even if it's a year from now, nobody can come behind you while you're working through getting your trademark approved or whatever it happens to be and actually take JT Apparel. Nobody can do it because you went into Facebook and you got it. You went into Instagram, you got it. Pinterest, you got it. LinkedIn, Twitter, you got them all. Okay, so go get them all. Okay, this is now online real estate, and that is so important. And it is also an asset. So if somebody is coming to buy your product, let's say this thing takes off like gangbusters, and I don't know, some celebrity starts using your whatever it is that you're selling, and you start getting other social influencers to start using your product on purpose or by accident. Some big name company wants to come and buy you out. They now have a full package that they can buy everything from you because you own, you established the YouTube channel, the Twitter, that you established it all. So they're buying a full product from you. Not only the products that customers buy, but all the assets, the real estate that goes with it. Okay, so go get it all. Go get it all. Extremely important. Don't miss this step. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're getting ready to do some niche research. So this niche research has a lot of activities, as you can clearly see. So the first thing is, we talked about what a niche was last week. And I want you to think about right now on your notebook, notepad, what is it that you know a lot about, that you do, or that you're a part of? Something that you know a lot about, something that you do, whether it's a job or a hobby, or something that you know a boatload about. Because those niches, you organically know a bunch of information about the people in that niche. So I'm going to use me as an example. I am a 50-year-old woman. So are there other 50-year-old women out there in the world? Yep. Okay. I'm a Black 50-year-old woman. That's niching it down. So are there other Black 50-year-old women out there in the universe? Yep. I have gray hair. So I am a Black 50-year-old woman with gray hair. I mean, I'm wearing it. Like there's a bunch of people that have gray hair, but they dye it. So I'm wearing it. So I'm a Black 50-year-old woman with gray hair that's visible. One more thing, I'm a Black 50-year-old woman with gray hair that's visible, and I'm overweight. Clearly I am. All right, I know this. And I'm a Black 50-year-old woman who's overweight with gray hair and has 2 special needs sons. That is a niche. That is a true niche. So if I wanted to target people who look like me or who are me or who live in my world, I could go after 50-year-old women who have special needs children. I could go after Black women who have gray hair. In other words, when I say go after, that means I could decide that I'm going to create bundle products that serve those communities. Okay. So there is a community out there somewhere in the universe of Black women who are 50 years old. Don't believe me? Go to Facebook right now and do a search for 50-year-old women or women who are 50. So you can do a combination of 50-year-old, and then you can put women. You could do 50-year-old. You could do Black 50-year-old women. You could do Black women who are 50 years old. You could change the order. Do a search inside of Facebook right now for gray-haired women. Right now. Do a search in Facebook right now for special needs, families with special needs children, older parents with special needs kids. Like you can find it. You can find it on Instagram. There's going to be somebody's going to come up because they will have put it in their bio. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on podcasts. So you need to write down 5 things about you What do you know you do, you're a part of? I go to church, so I could do, I could look for products for people who go to church that are Black 50-year-old women who go to church. That's a niche. I'm niching down. I drive an older car that has duct tape on it. I know that's bad. I'm too busy. But I could do a search on people who don't get body work done on their cars. Okay. Okay. So I'm just saying there is a niche that you know. Maybe you like to fish. Maybe you like to knit. Maybe you like to paint. Maybe you like going to museums. Maybe you like doing handyman work in your house. Maybe you like gardening. Maybe you like looking at the stars. Maybe you're into wearing striped clothes. Maybe you like glasses with red frames. So there's going to be a niche for people who love glasses with red frames. There is a niche out there. So I need you to write down 5 things, 5 niches that you know about. You're not thinking about it right now. Maybe you like to exercise. Maybe you like to go for long walks. Maybe you're into Netflix. So maybe you're a Netflix lover. So again, there's a niche out there for people who love Netflix. Okay. So I want you to write those things down. Then I want you to go to Google and search for that specific niche or any of those 5 niches or a combination of all 5 or one of the singular niches that are inside of it. Maybe you like, I don't know, striped socks. Maybe you're a nurse. Maybe that's what your career is. Maybe you're an insurance salesman. So you're in a niche. Maybe you're an auto repair person. You're in a niche. So write those things down. And maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're a grandma. Maybe you're an aunt. Maybe you're an uncle. So go do a Google search for that niche. See what comes up. How many searches come up for that specific niche? All right, we're going to do this in just a second. Then I want you to go look at past trends associated with that niche. Okay, so you can go to Google Trends, you can go to Pinterest Trends, you can go to Trend Hunter, you can go to Reddit. There's all different types of sites. I'm not listing them all. I'm just giving you some ideas. So let's go see what trends. How often do you see blog articles written? What products automatically come up as soon as you type in that niche? So these are things that you need to make a note about. Then the next one is, what is the problem? What's the problem with your niche market? So if I did a search for women with gray hair, 50-year-old women with gray hair, what do you think the common problem is probably going to show up is? We're going to go look. I already know what it is, but let's go look and let's see what shows up in the reviews when we look at the products and what is wrong with the products. Like, we're going to look at the ones that have a boatload of reviews, and we're going to look at the ones when you click on the review, you can actually see the ratings, like people who rated it 5 and what they had to say, and people who rated it 1 and what they had to say. And can you fix that problem? Do you have a product that you can fix that problem, or is there a bundle opportunity right there? All right. Then we're going to look at, so are there ample products to sell? So that one is going to be sort of a semi-given. So we're going to go look at, Amazon bestsellers. We're going to look at Amazon. We're going to look at AliExpress. Clearly there are. Like, I'm not going to lie, Amazon and AliExpress are going to be some of the easiest platforms to be able to determine if there's a product out there to sell. And if it's not on those two, I would be surprised, no matter what it happens to be. Now, are we going to source from there? No, probably not. But you can use them because of their search engines to be able to do some product research and the number of products that they have on their platform. Okay, so we'll check to see what will the audience pay for. So what are they currently paying for similar products? Okay, or even if they're sold independently, like the main product. So if I was going to produce a bundle that was a great bundle solution for women with gray hair, that's what we're going to go look today. So if I was going to go look for a bundle solution, create, put together whatever, whether it be a brush, comb, shampoo, whatever it happens to be. Again, what does that look like? All right. And what's being said in the reviews. And also, one other thing, people overlook a fast growing platform. It's not really a fast growing, it's been there around for a while, that gives you a bunch of great information. People are doing product reviews on YouTube. Go look and see what type of product reviews are already out there, and go watch the product reviews and go read the comments. Again, there's going to be a bundle opportunity that will reveal itself when you do this level of research. You're going to find bundle opportunities that you would be like, oh my God. And if you follow this nine-step process, every single time you're about to create a bundle. So if your new schedule, because last week you were supposed to create a schedule, right? I hope everybody did. If your new schedule is you're going to do product research and you're going to create a new bundle every single week, if that's what you plan on doing, then you need to use this 9-step checklist to go through and find your bundle opportunity. So I started off with, I think I gave you 6 things about myself. And if I just tackle one of the 6, I can come back next week and do the next one. I can come back next week and do the next one. And all of them have subcategories underneath them. And then I can come back next week and do it. So you see what I'm saying? So by the time I'm done, I have so many variations of the top 6 things that I already mentioned about myself, or 7, and it may have been 7. But anyway, top 7 things that I mentioned about myself, I can combine any of those in different variations. So I could take 7 times 7 and I could produce 49 different bundles just by writing down 7 different things about myself. I could produce 49 different bundles. I go do the research, I find out if there's a valid market for it, I'm after it, let's go find the products. Okay, so then the next one is, so what are they paying for it? Okay, and also look at the product reviews on YouTube. Don't overlook that. Sometimes they're doing product reviews on there or unboxings or whatever. Then go look at the competition's websites. So what are the keywords that are on their website? So when I say websites, it could be a blog post. Somebody somewhere is writing blog articles about women with gray hair. Go read those blog articles. Go look and see which blog article came up first, second, and third, and what are the words that are in there, because that's going to give you the keywords that you need. These are going to give you some of the search terms that potentially came up. It's going to give you, look, oh my gosh, Nicole is telling me all of it. This is like, I'm sorry, if somebody else had taught me this a long time ago, I would be like falling out in my chair if I'm learning this today, because this is pure gold. I wish somebody had told me that I could go and just do a search on blog searches, pull up the first 3 blog posts that came up, do analysis on those blog posts to get my keywords that might help me with my description, my title, my keywords, my search terms, all of that, just started looking at somebody else's blog. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go see if there's any advertisements. Are people paying for paid ads right now for this a solution or a product? So if I did a search in Google and I see that there are ads, paid, sponsored, coming up automatically for gray hair, then I know that people, they're ranking. They're trying to get that audience. They're targeting that audience. So then I'm going to reverse engineer that. Go look at that person's ad, go look and see, who the product seller is or what the brand is. And I'm going to go look at all their brand stuff. So I'm literally going to reverse engineer all of their stuff and make some notes so that when I'm ready to sit down and create my bundle listing, I have stolen or borrowed or was inspired by everybody else's content that's already out there. I was inspired by them. And then the next one is validate the audience interest. So we're going to get into later on the Facebook audience insights in the business manager. You can go and use that as a tool to validate, is there already I just told you how indirectly how to do it, which was one of the fastest way to do it without going into business manager is just go see, is there already a Facebook group out there for gray haired women? Is there already a Facebook group out there for older parents with special needs children? Is there already a Facebook group out there for women who go to church, or older women who go to church, or Black women who go to church. Like, I'm giving you some of that. If there's already a Facebook group in it out there and they have a large number of members, then you indirectly already answered your question without. But you also wanted to go check to see if there's already an influencer out there. Is there an influencer? How many influencers are there out there already for Black gray-haired women? I don't know. So we're going to go through this exercise. Are you guys ready? Write in the comments if you're still with me. Are you still with me? Are you guys still with me? Tell me if you're with me. Or am I by myself? Am I by myself? All right, so let's go see what we find out today. All right, so the first one I said, step one in this process is write down something about myself. So I'm gonna go with Black women with gray hair, okay? And I'm gonna go start down the rabbit hole of variations of that. So I already did number one. Number two, and I'm gonna go check the value of the market. So the value of the market is, I could do a Google search that says, I don't know, number of products sold for people with gray hair. Now, that's really long, super long, super long. There might be some statistical analysis that's already out there, some trend analysis that tells me, I think, let's see if a statistic. So statistics, women with gray hair. All right, so let's go see if we got some statistical data around women with gray hair. So here's a diagram. Okay, so worldwide searches for gray hair. So they've got all, this is the BBC all the way up to 2018. We can see this, I'm assuming this is searches per, I don't know, I have to go to the article to see if it's searches per month or per year or whatever. There's people that automatically come up. Here, let's see. So statistical data around when people start to get gray hair. So this is helpful. Okay, so they start to peak early onset gray hair as early as 30. See some statistical data around it. I'm a nerd, so I kind of like this kind of stuff. So then I don't have to focus on when I'm doing my ads. If I'm doing paid ads on Facebook, people would be like, "Oh, exclude the 20-year-olds." Well, wait a minute. Are there 20-year-olds that actually have this problem? Yeah, but 30-year-olds, it starts to peak up here, starts to go up. So this is good to know. 40-year-olds, of course, unfortunately for us. Okay. Now let me go see. That's images. Let me go back over here. Let's see what statistical data. So how attractive is gray hair in 2019? Signs of good health, signs of bad health. Okay, gray hair, human hair survey. This half of women say in 2020, gray hair faster. Gray hair facts by WebMD. Let's see what kind of facts they have. I'm always interested. I'm interested in statistical data that somebody took the time to actually pull together some statistical data around gray hair. So let's see. So vitamins for, oh, look at this, automatically without me doing anything. I typed in gray hair. We have some stuff that shows up. Best hair color for gray hair. Best shampoos. This is a paid ad, okay, just so you guys know. Vitamins for gray hair. This is all of advertisements, and it's a rotating advertisement. Oh, look, a lady with gray hair comes up, and it's some kind of shingles, whatever, medication. All right, so let's see what they have in here. And I bet you over here is gonna be a whole bunch of rotation of stuff around to help me with my gray hair. So why it happens. So it said mid-30s. So now you know your audience. You know that if I'm gonna play some ads, if I'm gonna do paid ads, I'm gonna target women 30 and older. I may target some 20 because I was one of those people, I was in my teens when I started getting gray. But I'm gonna target women 30 and older because gray hair happens, the statistical data around it shows that 30 or higher. So write that down. So if you're right, so premature gray. So 20 if you're white, 25 and 30. So these are the percentages. Some people gray 10 years earlier. So it's premature if you gray before 20, 25 or 30. How can I use that information? So what if you were Asian? So now I know how to market the Asian population. I know that premature gray, 25 if you're Asian, so I could target those that are 25, Caucasian or white. I could target 20. So I literally could separate and run two different sets of ads. One set of ads for Caucasian women and one set of ads for Asian women and one set of ads for African-American women. Hello? Like I'm getting some data and I'm just getting it from the universe. The universe is revealing to me some statistical data that I can use in my product research to validate that this is whatever bundle I put together, that there is an audience for it. Whatever bundle I'm putting together, I am validating that there is an audience for it. That's the thing that I'm doing. Okay. So some of the things that they are noticing that do health problems turn your hair gray. So they could. So I could create a solution, a bundle. Now they're giving me some ideas. So I could include a bundle idea or solution that includes something for people who have a low vitamin B. So I could do a white label product that includes supplements. So I might actually have a shampoo and conditioner, I might have some kind of cream, I might have a brush, but I might also include some supplements because now I have some additional data about the fact that women with gray hair might be deficient in vitamin B12. Interesting. Does stress pull it out? Not directly. Smoking link. There's some statistical data around smoking. I don't smoke. So anyway, plucking and pulling, should you pluck and pull it out? Maybe there's an article that you want to include. Maybe there's an ebook. Somebody here is going to take some information and also create an ebook to go with their product branded bundle to deliver a solution with women with gray hair. Somebody's going to do that. Does gray hair feel different? Yeah, it does. I can tell you that already. Okay. So they're talking about creams. So people with gray hair looks like they need moisture treatment, anti-frizzy products. Oh, look, so I can do supplements and I can do anti-frizz products. Are you guys like, am I by myself? Tell me if I'm by myself. Am I by myself? Somebody tell me. Okay, so special care for African-American women, and then dye camouflage. So if people want to dye their hair, that's fine. I stopped dyeing. I just got over it. Dye it. I'm not going to do that. Herbal cover up. There's different solutions. So maybe I want to put together a bundle that is a natural hair dye, also some supplements, maybe a hairbrush. I maybe want to include a combination of things. So it becomes an entire solution for women with gray hair. So who remembers like the beard? There was a whole beard kit that somebody put together that had the little brush and it had the little shaving cream and it had the little edging scissors. It had all of this stuff and it had the conditioner for the skin. It's a shaving kit. Why can't somebody put together a gray hair solution kit for natural hair? I mean, so for natural dyeing and a gray hair solution kit for those who want to dye their hair. Why can't they? And include a little handbook to go with it. How much money do you think women with gray hair would pay for that? I want you to think about it. Like, I'm literally just stepping through the list we just went through, okay? I'm vetting the solution to see, okay, what is the problem? Okay, going all natural and then cut it. So some facts about gray hair, and those were facts. Now we're into a different topic. So I want to go back to Going back to the niche, I did a Google search. Is there a market? Well, is there a market? Let's go see if there's a Facebook group for people with gray hair. Right now, I'm getting hit by a whole bunch of people because they want to buy some stuff from me. So just a second. So, all right. So let's go see. Let's go see if there's a gray hair. Just gray hair. I'm just going to type in the words gray hair in Facebook. All right. So the first thing, somebody has a paid ad. Now I've already seen a paid ad for this. What is this paid ad? So I would literally save this link and go down the rabbit hole and go look at their ad. They clearly have a great picture of a woman with gray hair and this shampoo. Evidently, I've talked about my gray hair before. So there's a gray hair product, which is a Facebook group. It's got 3.6, so 3,600 people in it. So that's the gray hair product. Gray is the new blonde. There's a page. It has 18,000 likes on it. Then there's another one. It looks like somebody else hit me up with another paid ad that has to do with gray hair. Anybody noticing that? So what are the two things? This one's a photo. Okay. Sponsored ad hit me up as soon as I typed in gray hair. This one is a video. Hit me up as soon as I typed in gray hair. Okay. So now let your gray shine. 2,000 people in this one. 50 shades of going gray. There's 802 likes there. Gray and tattoos. There's 206 likes on that one. Gray is gorgeous. 966 likes. And I've got some kind of hair something to go with that. Hair treatments, 200 likes. I don't know about Prosper Hair. Don't really feel that that's gray, but again, so I just typed in gray hair and then I need to type in gray hair. Sometimes people type it in differently. So wait a minute, let's just see what groups there are. So going gray gracefully, 14,000 in the first Facebook group, 27,000 in the third Facebook group. 31,000 in the next one, 32,000. Okay, so what do we know? Tell me what we know so far about this, going down this rabbit hole of doing market research. So we've answered, is there an audience interest? Did we? You guys can type in the chat. Did we already answer that question? Yes. Did we see some advertisements already? Well, I saw some in Facebook. Let's just go to Google here in a second. Let's see what comes up in Google Ads. Have we looked at any competition websites? Nope, we haven't. What are people willing to pay? We haven't figured that out yet. Is there ample products to sell? I feel like the answer to that is yes, but we're going to go look. And we identify the problem. Well, we actually read an article from WebMD, which is a high authority ranking website. WebMD gave us a whole bunch of information that we could pull products out of the WebMD article. Like a whole bunch of products. We literally could say that our bundle opportunity is just going to be servicing people with gray hair, period. And we're going to create at least 200 different bundles just in that niche alone. That's what you could do. You don't even have to go to anywhere else. You could just say, what do you do? My specialty is serving people with gray hair. I have 200 different bundles because clearly there was a bunch of information that was in that article. You could create variations, you can create multi-packs, you can create all kinds of stuff. You just got to go find the products. All right, and we can go look at trends. So I'm going to go look at Google Trends real quick. So we went and we did some search for the market value. We did find some statistical data, and let me see if there's information on gray products sold. So gray. Well, okay, so one example of products sold could be hair dye. So let's go look and see what the statistical information is on the number of hair color products sold. It's going to be a ridiculous number. I already know that. So the market, hair dye, this is coming from Statistica. They're not going to give me the full-on data. Okay, fine. Over $40 billion. Over $40 billion 40 billion. Compound annual growth over 8%. Natural hair colors. Let's go see what the statistical data is on that. Okay, so retail sales for hair color market. This is in Europe. I don't know why it's in Europe, but okay. By type, natural, and other. So they are clearly spending over $260 million in natural hair care products, hair color products. So going back to our little checklist here, is there a niche for this market? Does it have any value? Somebody tell me, is the answer yes or no? Does this market have any value? Okay, so let's go look at Google Trends. I'm thinking the answer is yes. I don't know. I feel like I'm by myself sometimes. So let's go to Google Trends. I think I already had Google Trends up. So let's go type in. I'm going to Google Trends and I'm going to type in. I'm going to start with gray hair. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so the interest is, I forget what this data is by region, sub-region interest. Premature gray hair. Oh, there's a breakout for that. There's some specific Matthew Gray, Ozzy Gray. Okay. So I forget, this is by what? What this number is by. Okay, so the past 12 months, the searches for it have started to go down. They were up and it started to go down. I forget what this 100 is like. I don't know if this is like number, the number is. I got to go back and look that up again. But we can see that there's a bunch of people in West Virginia that's recently searched for the topic gray hair, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Maine, Louisiana. So we see some of that regional information in here. You could expand that and keep going. Then in addition to that, we see that there's a breakout premature, the topic of premature and graying hair. That was the other thing. I was going to search by G-R-E-Y instead of G-R-A-Y. Because again, gray. So what am I going to do when I write my article or do I use my search terms? I'm going to make sure that I spell gray both ways, G-R-E-Y and G-R-A-Y. Another one that's helpful to know. So interest over time. This is on premature and gray. So there's an interest. Premature and gray has come up a few times, 75%. Again, I forget. I don't know if this is by millions. I forget. I got to go look. Premature and gray came up a lot in Tennessee, Maryland. I'm in Texas. Texas is blue. It says 66. Not a lot of people in these other regions are asking about premature and gray. So that is good to know. So could I do some targeted Facebook ads, targeted Google ads, targeted Bing ads in Mississippi, Maryland, Louisiana, New Jersey, Texas? Could I? They are telling you a bunch of helpful information. All right, so let's go look at Pinterest trends. And I'm still using gray as in G-R-A-Y instead of G-R-E-Y. So if I did the search, I went back and did all this work and did it by G-R-E-Y, we would see what the data says. So searches for gray hair. All right, so we know that there's some pins. There's also this one, gray hair, blending gray hair. So people are interested in blending. So are there products that I could be selling to service a community that is looking for, how do I blend my gray hair? How do I take care of long gray hair? How do I take care of silver hair? How do I do gray hair highlights? How many bundle opportunities could I potentially produce just from looking at this data? So when I start at the beginning, what do we know about you? What do you do? What are you part of? What do you like? What's your hobbies? What's all of that? I just started with the fact that I'm an old lady with gray hair. I'm not an old lady, I'm 50. So, but the point is, I have so many different product opportunities that I can now go and investigate because I'm vetting that this is And this is a market that people are looking for. So they're looking for products, they're looking for solutions, and they're telling you what they're looking for. They're looking for something that they're doing searches on long gray hair, silver hair, gray hair highlights, blending gray hair, and they're spelling gray the other way. So let's go search gray hair. That's not hair. Sorry. Gray hair over 50, gray hair growing out, hair mask for damaged hair. So maybe there is a whole hair mask that I could be selling, manufacturing, producing, or finding a white label product where I can slap my label on for people that are looking for a hair mask for gray hair. Let's see if that exists. Now I may have a product opportunity. So hair mask, gray, spell gray this way, hair. I don't immediately see hair mask for gray hair, 4 Seasons hair treatment. I don't immediately see anything. Hair mask. So this one is gray hair coloring mask. It's a coloring mask, but not a hair mask. Okay, very interesting. Hair mask for gray hair. Somebody's selling that. How much competition? Let's see how much competition this person has. Oh, no, they have probably put it in their search. So first we have some sponsored ads. Doesn't necessarily say it's 100% for gray, but okay. This is just a hair mask. So somewhere in the search that I came up for gray hair, restoring masks. So they got me on mask. They got me on mask. These are the products. So are there sponsored products coming up for people with gray hair? Yeah. So they've got the purple, which has been proven to help with people with gray hair. Let's do a search for gray hair. What products immediately come up? What are the sponsored products? Again, we're seeing at least the first sponsored product over here. They have a bunch of cover up, all of these. So we only had one sponsored product when we just type in gray hair, whereas gray hair mask, we had multiple sponsored products. So that again could be another opportunity. When I type in Google gray hair, now I'm like, Google is going to follow me all over the universe right now because. So now I have an article. That was on our checklist. We need to go read the article. So we're going to go read the article, but products, what products came up? These products automatically came up. Ads, these are paid ads for gray hair, for products for people with gray hair, or at least gray hair is coming up in their search terms. Here's videos around the gray hair. Here's another article, stressing you out, turning your hair gray, transitioning to gray 101. There's a wealth of information that is going to be in this article. Go gray in 2021. You will have so many different bundle opportunities that all you have to do is just go find the products, slap your logo brand on it, and sell it as a bundle. So many opportunities. We can also see that there's YouTube videos already showing some YouTube videos around going gray. So again, what products are they promoting? What is there? So these are all opportunities that we are just going down this checklist of the 9 things that Nicole told you to do. So write down your stuff, see what the value is for the market. We went over and we saw some data in Statistica around coloring hair. And then we took that down and went down a rabbit hole to go look at that. We went to go look at trends. We looked at Google Trends, Pinterest trends. We went to go see what's in the market. So now we're going to go look at a couple of these products and read the reviews. Are there ample products to sell? I believe that there is. So we're going to go see what will people pay. So let's go see what will people pay, and let's go see what the product reviews are. So we see some product reviews. This clearly is covering gray, and they're spelling gray, G-R-E-Y. So again, that may be the other thing you want to do is figure out what the correct usage is in the beauty industry. Are they saying the words gray, G-R-A-Y or G-R-E-Y? Or maybe you create bundles that have both words in them. Like one set of bundles is the exact same thing as the other one. You just spell the name differently. So that's another doing a duplicate bundle. So let's look at this particular product. They're selling it right now. It's on sale for $772. It has 7,000 product reviews. It has questions. So I'm going to go down the road of, I mean, I would probably look at the questions. Instead, it had 63 questions. So I would go look at the answers to the questions for sure. Let's go down these product reviews. That may be helpful, may reveal something. So we can see the product reviews and what people like about it. Let's go down and let's see what people don't like about it. What problem did they have? So they said that this product was useless. It left dark spots on their skull. Okay. The product started to fall off. Very interesting. This thing never works for me. Total waste of time. The product is better off if you use regular hair dye. Doesn't work. So these are all the things. So what can I do? Since the whole point of creating a product in a bundle is to solve a problem. We're trying to solve a problem. So whatever our solution is, we can use these pain point words to say, have you tried other solutions in the past that were just a waste of your money, that didn't work for you? Like, again, now I'm into packaging language, all of that stuff that's going to go into my ad. Like, this is not the product that's not going to work for you. Says lost hair, no color change. Have you used products in the past where the color really didn't change or the color didn't improve or your hair remained brittle? Like, look at the pain points, make a note of the pain points, so then that way you can use that pain points in your advertisement. Your product does the opposite of these things. The product that you're about to sell does the opposite. Okay, and so we looked at some of the reviews, and again, you're going to do this on your own. This is a long assignment. It really is. So now I'm going to go over to AliExpress. I got 9,000 windows open. I'm sure somebody got something to say about that. All right. So I am going to search for gray products for gray hair. Now I will tell you, I'm probably not going to buy chemical products of any type from AliExpress, but I might buy some of the other stuff. So this one, sometimes people with gray hair, their hair is thinning. So this is some kind of helmet that stimulates. They got gray beads. I don't care about that. This is, so this one is a dye, some type of dye. Let's see. Okay. Most of these are going to be chemicals. I'm probably not going to use very many chemicals, but I will look. That's just me personally. I don't want to stop you. If you want to get a sample, test it yourself, see if it works. That's great. I will probably sell things like gray hair, like virgin hair. I will sell things like the brush. I might sell things like, I'm trying to see. I don't see anything that's specific for gray hair for, care. Gray hair care. Because you also have to remember, whenever you're selling something that's going to go on somebody's head, there's a possibility, if it's coming from another country, that you could be sued. So that's the reason why you always want to have business insurance. So I personally stay away from things that I'm going to sell that's going to go on somebody's head that hasn't been vetted. I would probably go after a white label product that I can put my logo on that's already been tested and has some testing data behind it versus buying something that's coming from overseas. That's just me personally, your call, but that's just my position. So I'm looking for stuff more like maybe hair ties. I'm looking for brushes. I'm looking for maybe scissors. I'm looking for things to help my gray hair where I don't have to dye it, or, so I'm going to look for things like that. So I see that they have, all of this is going to be something I have to spray on, put on. I do like the fact that there's a brush, so I am going to put in brush. And let's see if there is a specific gray hair hair care brush. This is a concealer. Okay, so there's somebody is selling this thing. So this looks like this is pretty interesting. They're all selling it. So I might test this product and put it in with my bundle. But I can see that there are hair care products for gray hair. I would probably stick to hair ties, brushes, combs, scissors. If you want to try some of the chemical related products, you can try that as well. The cover-ups, I may try some of the natural cover-ups, but again, I'm going to get them in the US and I'm going to buy them as a white label product. So going back to the list of questions. So is there, are there products out there to sell, products that I can promote? Yes. Is there an audience? What are they paying? I already saw that there were some YouTube videos. We didn't go look at them. And are there similar products already out there? Yeah, there's a lot of products. Like there's so many different products, websites. So we said that there was an article. There were 2 articles. This one is probably going to give us a wealth of information. And this one is probably going to give us a wealth of information. So they're telling us which products to sell in this article. I'm guaranteeing you right now, before I even open this product, this listing, why am I telling you that they are telling us what products to sell? Because they say 30 best hair care color ideas. So they're giving you a list. All you got to go do is find a product that matches that. So the hair care ideas, 30 best hair care ideas. That is Whoopi. I guess the article is in here then. I want to see. I hate it when they do the articles like this now. No, we want you to scroll through our stuff. Okay. 30 celebrities with graying hair. I don't want that. I want styles. Oh, wow. They got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Wait a minute. Thicker hair. Style ideas for older women. Okay. Might be able to do something with that. But this is celebrities. This is not. Yeah, so they're not doing ideas in this list. Oh, that's so disappointing that they came up that way. All right, so I'm going to go to the next article. I hate that. Okay, so 2021, transitioning to gray. This is the advisor. Okay, so let's see if we can get this article, okay. Transition. So here's some of the solutions that they recommend. Dyeing your hair ash gray, platinum blonde. So if you can find white label products that will solve this problem, I want to go gray, how to transition to gray, painless as possible. So you go through here and you grab, of course, this article. Best ways to go gray, give you some ideas, process. Let's go through. So that's only number 1. I'm guessing I have to scroll. I hate that it's broken up like this. So low lights, again, finding a solution for that. It's going to take us forever to get through this thing. Number 3, so I'm not going to go through this whole thing because now I'm disappointed how they wrote this article. I like an article that's a full-on list. They want me to work to review this article. So the point is, I got to read this thing and I got to take some stuff out of it. Here's a tip for you. If you find articles like this and you have a VA, have your VA go read it. Ain't nobody got time for this. So if you have a VA, send your VA the article links so that they can go in and pull out what the solutions were, summarize it into a 1-pager so you don't have to scroll through this whole thing. Okay, summarize it into a 1-pager, and then you can pull out the words that are in there that you're either going to use in your listing, you're going to use in your title, that you're going to find products for. You can use those words. Okay, that's what I want you to do. So I don't have time to go through this whole thing, but I think it is actually an article that's worth reading if I'm going to go down this path. And what are the products that they recommend? What are the techniques? This one's some kind of technique. What are the things that they recommend doing? Because I know personally, I have gray hair. Gray hair is coarser than other hair. So I know that because I have gray hair. All right, the next thing is, all right, so analyzing others' websites. So let me just see if there's any other websites that are just specifically around gray hair. Gray hair care website. So products still keep coming up. These are my products that still keep coming up. 10 best products for gray hair. So real simple. That's an article. how to care for your gray hair. Sophia, they've got products for gray hair. Comprehensive list of the best hair care products for silver hair. Oh my gosh. Now this I like. Install, even though these are older articles, it's still a problem that women have today. So I'm just going to pull up one of these. Whoever this lady is, she's going through, she's listing products. Of course, these are her affiliate links. But again, she does mention, or she's talking about what are some of the solutions, and here, sorry, what are some of the problems, and here's the solution. So the problem is to reduce brassiness of your gray hair. These are the solutions. To reduce the brassiness of bleached hair. These are your solutions. You know, again, she's telling you clarifying shampoos. If you need clarifying shampoos, here's some of the solutions. So are there products that you can sell that will solve this problem? Are there products like hair care covers that people can put on their hair at night that you could tailor to gray hair? I'm just going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter if you have gray hair or not, if you're using those nighttime covers, but you can say that it does solve that problem. So maybe your kit includes maybe a nighttime hair cover, maybe it includes a brush, maybe it includes a comb of some type of specialty comb, some scissors, some type of hair mask or cream that you buy. You get white label, slap your logo on it. There are so many different solutions to solve this gray hair problem. And you can tailor it to the African-American community. You can create a kit that's tailored to the Asian community. You can create another kit that's tailored to the Caucasian community. Like, you can do whatever. There's just, the opportunities are endless. And then we already looked at advertisements. So we literally went down this entire list. This is a checklist. So your activity is to step through this for what you came up with. That's your activity. That's what you're going to do. All right. When you do this, you're going to uncover a boatload of, you're going to come up with a boatload of solutions. You really are. Okay. All right. So if you're still drawing a blank, you know, I don't think you should be drawing a blank, because I just showed you how you yourself are a niche and what you do is a niche, and who you hang out with or what you like doing or what you're involved in or your job. Everything about that is a niche. What kind of car you drive, if you drive a sedan versus a van versus a motorcycle, like all of that is a niche. So maybe you create products for people who drive vans. Maybe you create products for people who drive whatever. I saw the neatest product around the little trash can thing you put in the back of the seat, but then they also had this other thing for people who have vans that's a little bit longer, whatever. And it's like a trash bag. It's not really a trash bag, like it's a compartment that holds a bunch of stuff. But, you know, what if you sold 2 of those? That's a multi-pack. So go find it on AliExpress and sell it as a multi-pack. So if you're still struggling, this is not all of the niches. This is in no way. This is not even the scratching the surface of all the niches. But the point is, it gives you some things to think about. I really want you to focus on the 5 things about you, because you know about you. And if you don't have enough there, maybe there is a product category that you've been selling consistently for the last 5 years, and you can use that as your source to go down the rabbit hole to look at niche information, to do niche research, and to come up, you know, these are the types of products that I'm probably going to potentially sell. All right. So where am I going to do some basic research? I said do some basic research. You can go, we already talked about Google and Bing and whatever else, but Amazon, just do some basic research of trying to find some products or related products or opportunities on Amazon, AliExpress, Alibaba, Facebook, Instagram, Walmart, Pinterest. Like, this is not by any stretch of the imagination the entire list, but it's going to get you started on looking for products. So could we potentially create a bundle right now just by using, let's just say we're going to play around with AliExpress. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to create it, but I'm going to go see if I can find different components. Now that I know that some of the information that I've learned, sorry, somebody is mowing their lawn outside my window, that bundles, people with gray hair have their hair is drier potentially, or it needs more moisture. Putting a mask on their hair will probably help. So that means also they could put a nightcap at night. Again, these are things about you that you know, since you have this information. that most women start graying in their 30s, but there are women who gray in their 20s, depending on what your ethnicity is. That's good to know. Okay. So we're going to go and see if we can create a bundle on the fly. We're not going to create one real time. We're just going to create one. And so you want to go look at some wholesale suppliers. This, by any stretch of the imagination, is not all of the wholesale suppliers, but we're going to give you a list of wholesale suppliers. So when I email you the list of all these hyperlinks this week, I'm going to email you a list of wholesale suppliers too, that you can use as a source for looking at and researching products and contacting them about products. You can also, I talked about white label opportunities. So I said, I personally am not going to buy anything from AliExpress unless I have a bunch of data about that product that's been fully vetted and tested in the US. And because I want to manage and mitigate my suability, I don't want a lawsuit. I'm not trying to have you come after me. So if I have some statistical data about the labs that have produced and tested these products, then I'm going to look into it. So there are two platforms that I like to use for white labeling products. If you're going to white label supplements or either personal care, skin care, face care, hair care, Dropified, I love, and you can go check them out by going to bit.ly/ES, capital E, capital S, Dropified. And you can also go and look at those exhibitors that are at the White Label Expo. They have a lot of great information and a lot of great suppliers that are at the White Label Expo where you can slap your logo on the products and sell it yourself. So it's a bundle opportunity that you can create by creating your own, whatever it happens to be. So I am actually going to go to the White Label Expo. Let me get out of this real quick. And let me copy this into the chat. All right, so let's go and look at the White Label Expo, and let's go see. I'm going to look, it says view categories. So I'm going to go under beauty. Let's just see what happens. So there's a bunch of beauty products suppliers that are at the White Label Expo. This one's health and natural care beauty. So let's just see. I don't know. I don't know anything about any of these guys. Trust me, I don't. So the great thing is that, I have a picture of them in the lab. They sell their products. It looks like they're sold in Bed Bath & Beyond, Harmon, Face Values, HEB, Sprouts, Amazon, Vita Coast, and they're sold around the globe. So again, I don't know anything about them, but I can go to their website by going to go take a look, and let's see if I can find potentially any products that they sell that I could potentially sell. So let's see, services, facilities, our products, oral care, hair care. So let's go see what they have for hair care. Again, I've never been to the site before. This is purely an organic search. So let's see if they got anything that I could potentially use. So I don't know what's happening with their display. It could be me. So it looks like they sell shampoo, conditioner, hair color, styling products, and treatments. So these are the products that they produce. And so I could reach out to them to get more information about their products. So what if they sell a product that is a great hair mask? So could I slap my logo on there and sell a hair mask, maybe sell a multi-pack of hair mask, and I tailor it to the community for people that have gray hair? Now, I want to encourage you, if you're going to buy the products, you're going to have your logo slapped on it. Make sure that you test it yourself as well. But that's an opportunity for me. I could also have them, give me the list of products that they recommend that for people who have gray hair, shampoo and conditioner, styling products, any kind of gels or creams. So they may have a plethora of products that I might find helpful for people who have gray hair. And I literally could have my entire brand tailored around people who have gray hair and launch it. Be like, okay, put together an amazing bundle. So I said we're going to create a bundle on the fly. One thing we could do is we could include So we could go find hair brushes. Well, let's just go hair accessories. Hair nightcaps. I'm going to start with hairy nightcaps because your hair is already gray and it's dry. So let's find night caps. Okay. So if I can find one that's satin, maybe I can get a good deal from a wholesale supplier on satin hair care. I can include a satin cap. Look at the price on that. Oh my gosh, look at the price. Look at the price. Hello? So I can include that in my bundle. So a satin cap. There's a couple of other different satin caps. So if people have long hair, you can include those. So satin caps, dirt cheap. What's the next thing that I can include in my bundle? So I include satin caps. Let me just make a note. I'm just doing this on the fly because this bundle is now coming to me. It's getting a life force of its own. Okay, so I'm going to do satin caps. What problem does that solve? Somebody write in the chat. What problem does that solve in the articles that we read? Okay, so then I'm going to go and get maybe a hair brush. And for grins and giggles, I'm going to do gray hair, see if there's anything that they recommend specifically for gray hair. Oh my gosh, this is a root stimulator. Look at that. Root stimulator. Massage root stimulator. Okay, so now I got some kind of massage root stimulator. Oh my God, I just have stim. Hold on, guys. Emulator. Woo! It took me a minute there. My brain is catching up. But I am still going to buy a hairbrush. So there was a hair root stimulator, which is great. And then they've got hair brushes. Right now, this whole hairbrush for detangling seems to be the big thing. So I actually bought one. So we can figure out a brush, but we could include a brush in our bundle. Okay, so what else? So we're going to include a brush. So let's see on the White Label Expo if there is a solution around. Where's the White Label Expo? White Label Expo. I don't know where it is anymore. I lost it. White Label Expo. Let's see if we can find a hair mask. I feel like that's a product. Hair moisture mask. And exfoliators. Just get out of this thing. Okay, so they don't have show all. Let's go back to beauty. I don't know that I have the ability to just do a search. So I'm going to assume that I have one of these guys, one of these people. You can reach out to all of them. Is probably selling some type of hair mask. But I think a hair mask is going to be a thing because, again, it solves a problem. The hair cap, the hair mask, it solves a problem. So hair mask, I think, is another solution. What other thing? Let's see. What are you guys typing in the chat that you learned today about hair care? Some do allow you to purchase a small sample. Yep, they do. Helps with dry hair. Okay. All right. So let me see what other things could I put into my amazing box. So let me see. Beard care box. And I could create a subscription box. Who's with me? Who's with me on this solution? So this is a beard growth club. And I think this is beard growth club. This is super package. So this one has got some kind of color club. So of course, beards, the whole beard care thing has become a thing. But we've got a couple of different things. They got vitamins. Oh, didn't we talk about that before? Hair care vitamins. Hair care vitamins. Oh, look at that. We're looking at somebody else's bundle to get ideas for ours. So they've got a brush. We could put a comb in ours. We've got a cap. We've got, I could go all out and do a shampoo and conditioner. Why not? And I could turn this into a subscription box. So every month you get a new shampoo and conditioner, a refill automatically. Okay. So we have some ideas of what could go into our box that maybe gets placed on the shelf where Walmart, Target, Sephora, or whatever the name of the company is. Just think about that, because now you took the time, you created a brand, you established a trademark, you got a brand, you got a website. Now you've got all the social media, and now you're selling hair care products to people with gray hair. Like, who's down for this? Who is down for this? We have now come up with the contents of our bundle. These are all the contents of our bundle. We just have to price it right. And we have to connect with our supplier, get some samples, and then begin the process of going down the rabbit hole to create our packaging. And we're done. We are totally done. Now we gotta just put it out there, create the listings and put it out into the universe. Now, could I create a sample of this entire product and put it on a platform and sell it? Yes, I could go find some shampoos and conditioners right now and put them, go buy them, put them in the bundle, find some vitamins, put that in the bundle, put together a hair mask, comb, whatever, put all of that together and make a bundle right now from off the shelf stuff, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and then throw it up on a couple of platforms to just see what happens. I can deconstruct this bundle and maybe put the satin cap and the root stimulator together and make that as a smaller bundle. I could put the shampoo and conditioner together, make that as a smaller bundle. I could put the brush and the comb together and with the hair mask and maybe the vitamins or whatever, and make that as a smaller bundle. I can create 3 smaller bundles or 4 smaller bundles or 5 smaller bundles along with the big bundle and just test and see what happens while I'm doing the other work on the back end, while I'm working on the branding, while I'm working on who am I going to buy this stuff from, where am I going to put my label on, which one am I going to put my label on, negotiating price, all of that stuff. I could be doing all of that in the background while I'm sampling some off the shelf just to see, is there an interest in people buying bundled products who have gray hair? We already know people buy shampoo and conditioner together. We already know they buy a comb and a brush together. We already know that they buy a hair, we already know that we buy satin caps. They'll buy multiples of those. They already do it right now. Hair masks, they buy multiples of those. Hair vitamins, we already know that that exists. So again, I could go ahead and put an off-the-shelf bundle together just to try and vet this idea, vet this concept. All right, if I'm going to do retail arbitrage, where am I going? You can go to any of the stores, go piece it together, go find some stuff on clearance, just throw it up, put it together. Now, you're not going to be able to put it up on Amazon. I'm just going to tell you right now, because Amazon's going through a whole thing with branding, but you could, and don't put any well-known bundle brands, don't put any well-known brand names together unless you're ready to, I don't know what your plan is, but I personally am going to go try and find some off-brand stuff. So I'm not going to go buy a Pantene unless I'm prepared to deal with any long-term repercussions. Now, if I just sample and put together a Pantene bundle with some other stuff, is there a probability of me getting sued? Probably not. Am I going to run into any problems? Probably not. Probably not. Seriously, I'm not. But I don't want it to become a recurring habit of doing that, because clearly Pantene is truly branded. They got commercials, they got all that stuff. So if I go buy, maybe I do some research and find out what the white label is for Pantene or the off brand for Pantene is, and just buy that, put that in a bundle, list it up on eBay, list it up on Facebook Marketplace, whatever it is, then and test that just to see if there is a gray hair care bundle audience out there. I could do that. We already know there's an audience because we've already kind of vetted this whole thing. We literally stepped through all 9 steps. But you can go to any of these stores, go check them out. Now, the next thing is I literally talked about a couple of different pieces of this, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do listing basics, because next week we're actually going to create a listing. So we did some preliminary product research. We're going to take a deeper dive into that product research, which is going to take you guys some time this weekend. this week, sorry. So you're going to go and do your own product research. You're going to go do your branding research, your domain research, your trademark activity. You're going to go do that. And then you're going to step through all 9, which is a lot of work. That's a lot of work that I'm expecting you guys to do. Because next week, you're going to come back and tell me what are the top 3 niches you want to go after and what were the top 3 potential product bundles you think you want to offer. What are the top 3 potential product bundles that you want to potentially offer? You got to come back to class in the next class. So you got 2 weeks because we don't meet next Saturday. We meet the next Saturday, the Saturday after that. But we're going to talk about some of the basics that are going to go in your listing when we get ready to create it, regardless of platform. So eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, Walmart, Amazon, some of the basics. So you have SEO, search engine optimization, is SEO. You're going to use those keywords in the title. You have to have at least a keyword or 2. The first couple of words going to be in the first 5 words, it needs to be one of your keywords. You're going to have keywords in the title. You're going to have some keywords in the description. You're going to have some keywords in your search fields. So your keyword research is going to be extremely important. Use articles about your particular products, that you're going to sell to kind of get what some of the keywords are. Use research on other products that are already out there. Go look at those product listings and grab some of their keywords. You should get used to doing keyword research by checking out other people's stuff. Check out articles. Like I was surprised to see what I found in WebMD. So again, I would go back and get some of those keywords, let them inspire you so that you can remember to put them in your listing somewhere. Also, don't forget about those search words. What are the search words that people are using? So today was a perfect example. I was not going to choose gray hair. I just happened to say it. So the fact that I can search for gray hair by GRAY and GREY is like, oh, I had not ever thought about that. I'm serious. As I sit here, I'm being honest. I had thought about that. So I need to know that whatever listing, if I'm going to create a bundle for people with gray hair, I got to remember, how are people searching for this thing? And could there be another way in which they search for it? Okay. What category are these products sitting in? So go look on each one of the platforms that you're currently selling on. And the main product, if you're putting together a bundle, either the main solution or the main product of your bundle. If the main product of my bundle is, I don't know, the satin cap, or the main product of my bundle is like, I literally am going to go see which one of these products has a higher ranking. So let me just explain that real quick before because this is homework for you. You guys have a lot of work. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go see what is the current search ranking for satin caps on Amazon. So I'm going to go look and see what the rank is. I'm going to go look and see what the rank is for the root stimulator. I'm going to go look and see what the rank is for brush and comb and hair mask, all of these separately. And I'm going to write down what that sales rank is. So if I type in hair care vitamins and I go to Amazon, this is a hack. So make a note. I'm sorry, I didn't put it in the stuff to do today, but you need to know this. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type in hair care vitamins. Well, once it came up, and I just need to show this one more time. Just a second. I think my computer is tired. Come on. Okay, so I typed in, let me do this again. Hair care vitamins. Notice that as soon as I typed in hair care vitamins, the long tail keyword, first thing that came up, hair care vitamins gummies, hair care vitamins for women, hair care vitamins men, hair care vitamins by itself. So it matters that gummies came up before for women and before men. That matters. That means that people are searching for, when they type in this combination, hair care vitamins gummies, that one is being searched more than hair care vitamins for women. And it matters, and it means that hair care vitamins for women is being searched more than hair care vitamins for men. And then hair care vitamins in general is the last thing that people are searching for. So I will get different search results if I choose this one, this one, this one, or this one. I will get different search results on Amazon. So I'm just doing hair care vitamins. I could do for women. I probably should do that for women. That's just for women. All right. So the first one that comes up that is not sponsored, that is not sponsored, that is not sponsored. See, all of these are sponsored, which means that there is a need, there's an interest. First one that comes up is this one, which means this is the top ranking one for hair care vitamins for women. This is the second ranking one. This is the third ranking one. This is the fourth ranking one. I know that without even looking at the listing. Automatically. The first ones that come up that do not say sponsored for the words in which you typed in the search box, this is ranked the highest, next highest, next highest, next, or the, lowest, I guess, for Amazon. The lowest rank means it's getting the most traffic. So this is the product that is getting a bunch of traffic. I love their logo. Look at that. That's an interesting brand. Look at their brand, Lumi. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. The sales rank on this in health and household is 4,200. It is ranked number 41 in collagen supplements. 41. 41. Okay. So for me, I'm going to write down for these products. When I come here, I see that it's ranked 42. I'm going to write down 4232 in, household and health. I would write that out. And I'm going to write down that it's ranked 41 in collagen. Okay. I'm going to write that down. Whichever one has the lowest rank is going to be my first or primary featured product that I'm going to list in the title. Whichever one has the lowest rank. So let's say this one hypothetically has a rank of 778, and this one hypothetically, I'm just typing these numbers, of 1,208, and this one has a rank of 15, and this one has a rank of 975, whatever the ranks are. I'm just putting some numbers over here. Whichever one has the lowest rank in the primary category, that means, and this is the primary category, and has a really good rank in the secondary category, that one is the thing that I'm going to either list first somewhere in the title, or I'm going to list it first somewhere in the bullets and the description. So write down what the potential contents of your bundle might be. Go check and see what the ranks are for the products that you're potentially going to sell, even if it's not that product. Because I'm not saying I'm selling this product. I'm saying when I come to hair care vitamins for women, and this one comes up first, what's the rank of this product? That doesn't mean I'm putting this product in my bundle. That just is giving me some information about how well hair care vitamins for women is moving on Amazon. It's just giving me some information. And I'm going to use that information to decide how I'm going to construct the title. Okay, so that matters. Go get that data. You should have two numbers, primary category and secondary category for each one of these. And don't do like, this is mine. You're going to come up with your own. Okay, you're going to come up with your own after you step through those 9 steps under the niche instructions. Okay. So the next thing on the list, we talked about, okay, SEO. Hopefully that made sense. Does that make sense to everybody what I just did? Because I actually did that also on the fly. I do a lot of stuff on the fly, but I forgot to include that text because that context is helpful. And we're going to go over that context again next week. But initially, did that make sense? That whatever the contents of your potential bundle are going to be, write down, just go to Amazon right now or later on, and each one of those products, we're not looking for the brand. We're just looking to see what those products are doing for those search words and see what the ranks are. We know that the rank changes. It rotates, it moves, it goes up and down. But right now, on the day that you're doing your analysis, what's the rank for each one of those contents of your bundle? Because whichever one has the best rank, that means that that particular individual item is being searched the most, and that particular item needs to be included in the title. Somewhere in the title, part of the title, okay? Does that make sense? Did that make sense to everybody? Everybody? Bueller? Okay. All right. Then the other thing that's part of your listing is the category. So go see where your products, each one of these, they live in a category right now. So we just found that the other one lives in health and household, and the subcategory happens to be collagen. So make a note of that. That's important to know. So what are the categories? And what's the category for similar bundles? Is there already a hair care bundle that's already on Amazon? Maybe there is. I don't know. So let's go see if there's a hair care bundle that's already on Amazon. I have no idea. Hair care bundle. I'm going to go look to see. I'm sure that there are. So these are the ones that came up automatically sponsored. This one was the first one that came up. It was not sponsored. So this one, nice. That's a nice bundle. They got a nice little fancy bag. You can get bags cheap and all that other stuff. Okay. So there is a bundle that already exists. They put the word bundle in theirs. I don't know that I probably put a number of pieces or whatever. But anyway, this is pretty cool. So they're getting their products. They named it whatever they named it. Brand is 3R. That is the shortest brand name I have seen. They win for the shortest brand name I have ever seen. I've never seen that before. So this is they have a 2-piece bundle here, a 3-piece bundle here, Cantu. Some of you guys are approved to sell Cantu. Look at that. Look at that price. I love this. So I'm curious about what the brand name is. Cantu store, visit Cantu store. So Cantu put that up. All right. Which means they don't want anybody on that listing. Okay. Maybe it might be them. There's some other bundles. Ooh, nice. And this bundle is doing well. This product, Argan, you can find it in different products. That is a popular product, $79. So your pricing of your bundle, look at these, $98, and see where they're positioned. So if this one based off a hair care bundle is number 1, number 2, number 3, okay. Number 4 is $79. Number 5 is $98. How much competition do you think this one has? I doubt that there's anyone else on this listing. I bet you they are all by themselves. The only other one other. That's it. I love it when I see this kind of stuff. I'll be like, oh, an opportunity. No competition. I love it. Okay, going back to the list. So your listing is also going to include, go back. You're going to have photos. You're going to have to grab some photos. We're going to talk about how you grab photos next week. But again, figure out what category. So, you're going to come up with 3 potential products. You're going to go down the 9 checklist. Each one of those 9 checklists is going to take you anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. I'm sorry, but it is. If you're really doing thorough research and thorough analysis, it's going to take you about 30 minutes to an hour to get through that. The first time it's going to probably take you an hour, but after that, 30 minutes. You'll go through it so fast because it'll be on autopilot. Because you'll be like, oh, let's go check this, go check this, go check this, send this over to the VA so they can do some deep research for me and come back with the keywords that are in these articles. Done. It's going to be great. But you do have to have some photos. So again, if you're sending off to do some white label, you're going to do some private label long-term, definitely begin that conversation with the supplier. And then, after you've created your logo, begin that process of getting that artwork done. In the interim, if you're going to do sample bundles, then we're going to teach you how to snatch the images off of the internet. Okay, but make sure that, you have a couple of photos with the combo product. We're going to teach you how to superimpose them. And then also make sure that they're bright, clear, all of that. And then the keywords, you should have already done the keyword research. Like I've already told you about the keywords. So one of your keywords, your main keyword or your main product or your best ranked product needs to be included in the title. So I just walked you through that exercise before I even realized that I wrote it down here, you have to go and figure out which one is your best ranked product. It needs to be included in the title, somewhere in the title. And then the piece count, how many pieces are in there? The description is going to be a lot of work. And then the next thing is going to be the pricing. So the pricing, you know, when you're just doing samples, like you're getting it off the shelf, we're going to get into the pricing stuff, but just high level, I always try to do 4X, 5X. That's just me, sometimes 3X, just depends. How much is it going to cost me to ship it? How much is it going to cost me to whatever? How much am I into this bundle for? So that's me sampling just off the shelf stuff. When I'm ready to build a long-term, this is my bundle and this is what's going out into the universe, and I'm going to build a brand around it, then I'm going to look at the pricing. I'm going to look at the value. I'm going to make sure that my product has amazing graphics. And I'm also going to make sure that my product, that I stole all the pain points. I was inspired to grab all the pain points that everybody else was complaining about on all those other products individually. And I address all the pain points in my product, which means I am reversing that marketing. I'm saying this product solves these problems. Because again, at the end of the day, whatever the bundle happens to be, it needs to solve a problem or add value in some kind of way. Okay. So I know that I covered a lot. We've already gone over an hour and a half. I apologize for that. So next week, we're going to go through the listing checklist. I just went through a bunch of stuff. We're going to go through it again. And you're going to make sure you have all the pieces, not next week, the following session. And then we're going to do some keyword research just to make sure we got all the keywords. I gave you some strategies for the keywords. We're going to make sure that we write them down somewhere so we have all of our keywords. We're going to start building a title. We're going to talk about what tools you can use to build the title. And then we're going to focus on photos for probably an hour. And then after that, we're going to work on creating our Amazon listing. We're going to talk about brand register before we create the Amazon listing. All right. Who's with me? I hope this is a blessing to you guys. I hope you found this information helpful. I hope that there's a lot of work that has to be done that I want you to do that's going to get you to where you want to be long-term in this bundle game. But I hope that you see that this bundle class is not like everybody else's bundle class. I don't know what everybody else's bundle class looks like, but I know that when you create listings, Amazon listings, can you use off-the-shelf items? To an extent, yes, as long as it's not a brand name. We're going to talk about that next week. But you do need to have brand registry. I hope that you found value in this. I hope that you take this and use it to really separate yourself from the rest of the universe and to actually up your game on how much money you can make. If you step through those 9 steps and then you do the deep research that's associated with each one of those steps independently, there is no way that you're not going to find a product that potentially is going to make you a boatload of money. I'm not going to guarantee that every bundle is going to be successful. That would be me lying to you. But what I am going to say, if you do the work, you find the audience, you target the audience, you put the product in front of the audience, and they resonate with it, you will sell your product over and over and over again. You can make a lot of money off of just selling product bundles. So, all right. So we have a Q&A, a live Q&A at 2 o'clock. So if you have any questions, you can jump on the Q&A, ask me, or whoever happens to be there with me. Any questions that you have, I hope that you're finding a blessing. If you think this class is going to be helpful to somebody else, please invite them to join eCom Sellers Mastery. And if you got value today, please type in the chat. Yes, I got value. No, I was terribly confused. I don't know what to do with this. You were very helpful. Can you please clarify this next time? Please type it in the chat because we want your feedback. We're in a season of improving the customer experience. And so we want your feedback, seriously. So let me know whether or not you got value today and whether or not you found this extremely helpful and beneficial to your long game in this e-commerce journey. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I don't want you to be overwhelmed, but you're going to create some amazing bundles. So we're going to deconstruct all this next week. All right. Well, I will talk with you later. Thank you so much for the feedback. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you in the next session, which is the following week. Let's say goodbye for now.